In this video, I'll show you how to use Statisty to produce charts that we can then put in a presentation. This is Data Exploration 3, Statisty for Charts. The data I'm going to need is available at this link. Make a copy, and I can make a copy of the data. I'm going to select all of the data, and I'm going to have to go all the way down to the bottom of column C, C31, and over to F, actually F31, to include all the data. Now I do a Command C or Copy C, Control C on a Windows machine, and I go over to Statisty. I'll open a new tab for this. Statisty.app. You may, when you first open it up, see sample data. Press Clear Table to clear the table. Click in that cell. Press Control V or Command V, and there's your high school essay score data. These are out of 50 points. 50 is the maximum possible score. Each score is an actual score from that particular high school. So this gives us some insight into how well the students at the different high schools listed here perform on the essay test for the entrance placement. Actually, it's a placement currently. Metrics just means ratio level data. Statisty is European. That's a German word for ratio level data. To make our charts, I'll have to tell it which high schools I want to chart. I'll go ahead and chart all 6 high schools. With that done, and it'll give me other information, means, standard deviations, minimums, maximums for each of the schools. We're going to pass that by at this point, and some of these others keep going down. That's a perfectly good chart. That chart shows us the average score for each of the high schools. Now I'm going to add a y-axis title. This is the average essay score by high school. Press enter. And this is the Comet. I'll give it a title, the Comet Essay Placement Score. Score averages, I suppose. That's a bit redundant, but that's okay. For this example, that'll be good enough. And you can see I don't need an x-axis title in this case. I'll leave that alone. And what I'll do is, because I know it works well, I'm just going to do a screen capture to grab the chart. That's a perfectly good way to grab the chart. That's a good chart. If I keep scrolling down, I can see now a histogram. The histogram is kind of nice. I can even select between different schools. Like I can turn a school on or off. By clicking on it, it turns it off and pulls it out. Each of these is a histogram. It's a little confusing, so maybe I'll drop back to just take out a few more schools, and you can see that these are individual histograms. So there's Pompey, STA, and Xavier. Let's take out one more, maybe take out Xavier. There's a histogram for Pompey, STA. There's a histogram for Yap Catholic. So it'll do histograms school by school, or you can put all of them up at one time. Yap Catholic has a lot of perfect scores. They wrote excellent essays this particular year. For now, I'll just capture this particular chart. The probability histogram is what we have here. I'll do that. And then over here are the box plots, including outliers. We can see outliers for some of the schools. A high outlier here for Cavalry, a low outlier, some low outliers at Yap Catholic, and a low outlier at Xavier. And we can see relatively how the scores spread out. In fact, I'll go down here and tell it, go ahead and show the points. It'll actually show me where all the scores distribute out. It gives me a nice visual representation both of the distribution and the scores, including these outliers now show up quite clearly and off the bottoms of the fences here or above the upper fence. So it shows you how the students distribute, and I think that chart now tells a story. these are the, we'll put in here essay test scores, because these are individual scores now. And so we can see, where the strongest writers are, where the writers aren't quite as strong. Anything above 40 is a good, solid essay. 50 would be perfect. Anything below 30, that's a student that needs some assistance in writing a good 5-paragraph structured essay. But all of these are good scores. The score range can range down as low as 0. So I'm just doing screen capture. So I've now got 3 charts. There are other charts available here. One's called violin plots, rain cloud plots. So a lot of different options, and quantile plots, which we won't cover at this point, if at all, in the course. So statistics is a good place to go to get charts for basic statistics. Does a really nice job of getting basic statistical charts put together and other charts. Now I have to put those into a presentation. So I'm going to open up a new tab and go to slides.new. That gets me a new tab for the presentations. And this will be just the essay, essay, essay score charts. Put that away. I don't need the templates. Take a moment for it to catch up with me. Still loading. Essay scores charts for select high schools, and you can give it a theme if you want to. Those are available to you here. Uh, from here, you can do formatting, all kinds of fun things. But I'll leave it this way for now. I'm going to add a new slide, and that slide, it's not the layout I want. I'm going to go to slide, apply layout. I just want a title only slide, this one here, because I'm going to have charts on these. I don't need a text box down there. And this will be the average score by high school, could be mean score. And I'm just going to go to insert, image, upload from computer. A little bit off the screen there, but there's that first one. Kind of hard to see, but I'm got a dialog box that's bigger than the screen. Open, and kind of center that up. There we go, that's centered. Then I'll do a new slide. This will give me the same slide, but this will be the histograms. So I'll put that in, and we'll get one of those in there. Insert image, upload from computer, put in the histograms, open. Maybe put that a little bit on center too. Fine. Slide, new slide. Last one will be those box plots. And again, we just do insert image, upload from computer, grab that, say open, boom. So this is a nice way to get some good looking charts into your presentations. I'm going to go ahead and add one more slide. We always usually have a discussion slide that would go back to this layout, title and body, but this would be the discussion. But in this case, the discussion will just be of whatever we've got from the charts here. There's not much to discuss. Um, you can see there's small differences in the overall averages, but those differences may or may not be statistically significant. And so this would be the discussion. Discussion would go here. There's, for the purpose of this exercise, you don't need to have a discussion, but in an actual presentation, you'd have the wrapping up points for it. You would probably format this as a bulleted list, with the various things that you wanted to put here, point 1, point 2, etc. Things that you wanted to have the audience take home with them as a takeaway message. Give this a name. The name is coming from the title. That happens automatically. That's a perfectly good place to have that at. Be there. Essay score charts. And then that can now be submitted to get back to my so here I'm going to swap out from my teacher mode. I'm going to come back into my student mode so I can show you the submission. I'm going to add the submission. I'll go down here. This little plus will get me that. Now again, I'm going to have to search for this essay score charts. Search by title. Press enter. Now I'm looking for my essay score charts in here. I haven't yet found it. UDC. It's looking alphabetical currently. There it is. The G slides tells me that this is a slides presentation. So you don't have to worry about the license. That's just, I usually use Creative Commons and 4.0 International. That's my particular choice, but you don't have to worry too much about that. That's technically a more advanced topic. Select this, and you can see it's coming in as a PowerPoint. That's what it does. It automatically converts it to a PowerPoint and then submits it with that last click of that bottom Save Changes button. Don't forget to click Save Changes. If I need to redo it, I can remove that submission if it hasn't been graded yet. Edit submission won't necessarily work. Remove submission and then use your drive to get back to it, or however you want to redo the assignment, you can. And that's all there is to this data exploration. It's really just an introduction to Statisty for the making of charts that you cannot make currently, and they're not available in Google Slides. Handy little tool for making some good looking charts. Thanks for watching.